Welcome to Soccer We Like It, the Man United direction. And today we are talking about, is Ralf Rangnick still the man? A lot of United fans are disillusioned after the disappointing performance against Wolves, where United were defeated again at home by a team they have not lost to in 40 years at Old Trafford. Wolves came to United, Old Trafford, they left, conquered so, and they left and beat United, put United in a very bad position. Now, we are joined by the artist, Vimo. Welcome to the show, representing UK.
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We also have Joe, the soul man, the peacemaker from Houston Red Army, representing United States.
What's up, fellas? Happy New Year.
And we have
floating,
Kay
man.
representing UK. Kay is cooking at the moment. You could also
He's levitating. Look.
Is the positive one. The
I need to get
positive
my son. I'm gonna get my son.
Right, gentlemen, we all saw it. It all went wrong. The first 10 minutes, you could see what was happening. You saw Wolves dominating. You saw De Gea flying, tipping balls over the post. You already knew that selection of Matic and McTominay was going to be a disaster. Joe, talk me through when you saw Matic and McTominay as the midfielders for that day. What was going through your mind?
I mean, considering how they played the other game, it wasn't too bad. So I see why Ragnick went again with McTominay and Matic. But unfortunately, with McTominay, we thought we saw a spark.
I like the word.
Nope,
we thought.
Nope.
We thought.
He's like that. That midfield is so gilded, right? Like every once in a while you'll have, and it happens to both Scott and Fred. Every once in a while they might have a little run of games and it look a little all right, but nah, it's always them playing well. It's always the off day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So McTominay had the same situation. So I mean, the blueprint's already out. If you come to Manchester United, you can get a result if you dominate that midfield, and if you can dominate that midfield by applying pressure. And they're just not good enough technically. They don't move the ball fast enough, and that's the blueprint on how to come to Old Trafford or just play United in period and get a result.
Right, Vimo, Matic and McTominay. How on earth were those two going to get the ball up to the front players?
Yeah, I mean, as Joe said, McTominay was selected purely because of his amazing performance in the last game. But we've seen it time and time again that he's a bit of a one-hit boy wonder. I think he has one amazing game per season, and then he just kind of disappears. Matic being the only real experienced central defensive midfielder, I can understand why Ralf chose him. But what I thought was the real trick that he missed was leaving out Bruno, because effectively when you play Wolves, you're playing against Portugal.
The
amount of Portuguese stars that they have in Moutinho, in Neves. Who are the other ones?
Isn't the goalkeeper no, it's not. Is that the Portuguese
Jose
national
Sá?
goalkeeper?
He's got the best record already.
Is he the Portuguese
one of the best
national team
records.
goalkeeper?
Is he? I don't know.
No, I'm not sure. It did look
I think
like him.
I've got a feeling he is. But anyway, midfield had three Portuguese. I can't remember who was the third one, and they had that Brazilian guy, which was very good, very fast.
Who was that number 10? The guy who won number 10 shirt that day? He was
Podence.
He was
Podence.
a problem.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So you look at Neves, Moutinho, Podence, Traore, compared to Matic, McTominay. Who else did we have in midfield?
Sancho and Mason.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mason is really a forward. He's not a midfielder. So you compare that Portuguese midfield to ours, we've got no chance.
So I don't know why those two were selected to be the people supplying. How the hell were they going to get the ball to the front? They barely go forward. I mean, McTominay goes sideways, not forward. Passing, I mean.
Yeah.
Zero creativity.
Zero creativity,
I don't know where he was expecting the goals to come from or how the front two were going to get the ball. Yeah. I was disappointed that even at that point, no Fred, no Lingard, no Van der Beek in a game like that when there was no creativity. Yeah. When he brought Bruno, you saw the difference, even for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. And then who better to unpick a Portuguese midfield than fellow Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Bruno, they all play in the national team together. Yeah. They all know how each other plays.
Right.
They know how to nullify Ronaldo. Bruno Lage also being a Portuguese manager. So, by not playing Bruno Fernandes from the start, you're already making our team susceptible to weaknesses because they're the ones that have the knowledge on how to unpick this Portuguese midfield.
Exactly.
So that was a mistake. And I don't know why he rested him for that first half because we could have.
You know what was so
because
funny?
he had been bad. He had been trash.
The
does
funny
give
thing
away
was
the ball
so
a lot.
funny.
Yeah.
We had the pod on Sunday, where we talked about Bruno and Rashford. We had a pod last night. I had the pod with the Australian crew. We have a new guy now called Emad. He's from Australia as well. Where you guys saw, and even he apologized on behalf of everybody that he was wrong the way he went off on Rashford when he now saw what Rashford performed on Monday for Wolves. How bad Rashford was is what we were saying. He's off form.
Yeah.
We all said how Bruno was off form. We needed Bruno in a game like that on Monday. So it's like Ralf is kind of getting them kind of wrong, and I'm disappointed of it.
At the very least, Donny should have played.
Yes, Donny should play.
If it's going to show, there's no way Donny doesn't do a better job than Greenwood in the midfield and Sancho.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's the case. Whatever he's doing on the training pitch, I don't know what.
Yeah.
But this guy cannot buy. I mean, but that's another conversation.
All right, Kay, are you there?
He's just finishing off the scrambled eggs.
Okay, are you there? You making rice and peas?
Scrambled eggs are in there. Yeah,
making some Atkins saltfish? Or you trying to be
tuna sort of stew with some rice?
Are you the Gordon Ramsay now?
I'm all right. I know my way around the kitchen, but yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, right. You saw the game against Wolves. When you saw that midfield selection, what did you think?
You know what? When I first saw it, I didn't think it'd be as bad as it would have been. I knew it weren't great. To be fair, our midfield selections, we haven't got much to pick from. When there's no Pogba in there, it's pretty limited. The players we've got, a lot of them hide on the ball. That's the problem with our team. Whereas a Matic or Pogba, when things go wrong, they'll still try and look for the ball. Whereas there's other players, they don't want to know. It's almost like they want to save their reputation. But yeah, when I saw the lineup, I didn't think it was too bad. Then the game obviously started. Ralf realised he made a mistake, tried to rectify it by making changes. And by that time, the control of the game had gone. And
completely. Wolves were dominant, literally.
Yeah, the thing is, when you look at it statistically, we've never dominated Wolves. I can't remember the last time we dominated Wolves. So it's nothing new for me. They've got our game plan. They're a well-drilled team. Nuno has done an amazing job with them guys. I was saying it in the group to Ken that he left them in an amazing position. They're confident. The ball rotation is better. And the team balance is great. The only thing that was missing for them was Jimenez got injured. So, and I think Ralf was expecting Traore to start. Didn't happen. And it's almost, the thing with our team is it goes back to what has always happened with United over the years. We pick our lineup depending on the opponents. We don't try and impose our
own game plan on that team. Yeah. That's true. And Ole done the same.
That's a massive problem for us. Big teams don't do that. They might adjust it now and again. Big games, Champions League one-off, but you can't be doing that game to game, looking at the opposition and thinking, oh, we're going to change it because we're playing these guys. It's just a small club mentality, and that's part of the problem.
It's sad, though. It's sad. All right. Do any of you guys think Luke Shaw should have done better to that cross that Traore put in? Should he have cut that ball out?
Definitely. He's letting Troy. Yeah, he should. Yeah. Troy. Luke Shaw is not aggressive enough. He should be shutting Troy down. He knows how dangerous that player is, and as soon as Troy came on, he was so dangerous on that right hand side. Everything was traveling through Traore, and we could see the danger here. I think I personally would have subbed off Luke Shaw and brought in Telles. I think it might have been maybe a better defensive choice because he's faster. Luke Shaw he's not the fastest player on the pitch. Faster, more aggressive. Yeah. And Luke Shaw was just letting him have the ball. And he was standing off him. Yeah. He's letting Troy trying to work out work out a space. Shall I go left? Shall I go right? I know I'm going to beat Luke Shaw, but where shall I go? And Luke Shaw just letting him have the space, letting him have the ball. You know, if it's City, they're on you. They're pouncing on you like a dog, trying to get the ball off you. Luke Shaw just lets him have it. So it was a mistake to let him get that cross in. And you know, Phil Jones did his best. He could have perhaps cleared the ball.
Let me stop you there, Vimo. Let me stop you there, Vimo. A lot
Go
of fans said Jones was wrong to head it straight centrally back into the box.
Yeah.
But
Come on.
if you look at it, they said, and if you look at it, that is where Matic and McTominay
should be, yeah.
But McTominay was there, but he slid. The ball went under his leg. If he stood up, the ball hits him.
Yeah, we went through his legs.
This is what I'm saying. He's just bad all over.
Yeah.
So Joe
and Rangnick was saying that McTominay and Matic should be defending that outer box, and they weren't.
They weren't.
So yeah.
So Joe, do you still think Luke Shaw should have done better for that cross?
I mean, it is what it is, man. There's really, I'll give him a little bit of slack because there aren't a lot of people. There aren't a lot of people in this league that can guard.
Bro, it's not even the physical weight. It's putting your tackle in to stop the ball. At least, you know whereby you put your foot, whereby the ball don't travel. Block the cross. I'm not saying beat him, but block the cross. Make sure the cross is not successful. That's all it is.
That's his job.
You put your body down, he cuts back. Okay, you could say like, I tried to slide. He now cut back and I got beaten.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
That's his job. Stop the crosses.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about some of our defenders is that they are more afraid of getting beat than making a play. You know, so he's standing off because he doesn't want to get cooked. He doesn't want to bite on the shot and then get beat. And because of that, they're willing to give them. Maguire does that all the time, where he'll let a striker get as close as possible to making a play at goal, or in this case, making a cross, than to actually try to make the play and take the ball off him because he's afraid to get beat. You know, he doesn't want to I guess maybe he doesn't want to get cooked on social media or whatever. I don't understand that. You make a play, and if it comes off, it comes off. If it doesn't, there should be somebody else that should be able to, apply pressure. But yeah, it's unfortunate. And as far as like Phil Jones, no, you're a central defender. It is your job to just head the ball out.
Yeah, he done his part.
You know, this has happened multiple times with this team where we have had our central defender or somebody on the box come in for a cross, head it out, and that space in front of goal is always vacant. And then it's like everybody's like, oh, somebody's supposed to be there. You know, either they don't close down quick enough.
They don't close down. That was it. They did not close him down quick enough. Because Moutinho didn't. The shot wasn't 100% shot. It kind of just trickled his way through.
Yeah. It seems like one of those where De Gea didn't see it in time.
Yeah.
And it just, but by the time he saw it, he was on his way there, but it was too late. Just had just enough pace on it.
Okay.
To get through.
Luke Shaw, you've debated Luke Shaw with Kenneth all morning. You and Richard talked about Luke Shaw. How bad was that? What could you have done better at that Traore cross?
Is that to me, Anton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the others have said, stop the cross. But it goes back to accountability. Like I think some of the others said, Bimal and Ben's like. In our team, they'd rather not causing a mistake from the first phase so that it's almost like, it's a team. And it just goes back to accountability and mentality. If you make a mistake, your teammates should be trying to help you the next time, or make a mistake, you learn from it. But it just seems like they go through the motions. And the worst thing I heard was during that game was, in all the games we played this season, we haven't scored a goal from a set piece.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, we had a set piece expert. We're conceding for fun, and we're not scoring from set pieces. Like, what is the guy doing? It's just
It just shows we're not attacking enough.
It's a mentality thing in that club. It makes me sick. And it just shows the divide that when you see winning teams and teams that fight, they battle for each other. It's almost like, all right. Like that time when Ronaldo, I think it was the Newcastle game, where someone crunched someone, Ronaldo went over and smashed the guy. And it's almost like, don't do that to one of my players, or I'm gonna do
Ronaldo
it.
has a dirty side to him that people don't see a lot.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
frustration, and that's what I'd rather see than throwing hands up and whinging. I want to
Yeah.
see you like
Yeah,
do
get in
something
there.
to affect the game. But it's just the mentality in that team's just so weak. They're all too many of them are happy to just like when people say they don't care, it's not they don't care. They don't care enough.
Yeah.
It's almost like we lose a game. It's their ego's not even bruised by it. It's almost like, oh, we're losing again. Oh well. Like
Exactly.
this is the United that it is. Like I want to see players arguing with each other on the pitch. Like
Yeah.
I remember there was a time when I think it was the second year of Ole where Maguire passed the ball to Rashford over the top, and Rashford told him to shut the F up, like because
Yeah, I
he was
remember
trying to
that
play
one.
with a crap ball.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see that because then
Right.
it shows you care and there's accountability. Whereas in this
But
team,
you
it's
saw
almost like,
when Ronaldo criticizes or Bruno criticizes, a lot of fans are saying he's demoralizing the young players'
nah, it's
future.
raising the standards back. For me, it's raising the
It's a
standards
cop
back.
out. Yeah.
So
Whatever's said on the pitch stays on the pitch.
Right.
It's just a
Yeah.
football game,
and
you know. And then
Personal, that's
Vimal,
it.
you go back.
Mm.
Keane used to literally go to Schmeichel and Neville's face like, "What the f are you doing?" He
Yeah.
used to do that. And
Yeah,
even
that's what we
sometimes,
need.
even Schmeichel and Neville, they'd be going off at each other. Schmeichel and Steve Bruce back in the
Yeah.
day, like you could have done better. These days,
Even Rio and Vidic, or
Yeah.
Rio and Ferdinand used
yeah,
to do it. They used to
Yeah.
stick it on each other. And we were in a very successful team then.
yeah. But these guys, oh, you can't talk to me. Oh, my agent's gonna be on you. You know. Oh, then the pundits come in. Why would you be talking like that to a young player? You're demoralizing her. You're hindering his career. Get the fuck out of there, mate. Football is for, like King says, it's for men. Not. It's gone too soft these days. Too soft. You can't say anything without. Oh, you don't want to hinder his chances of getting to. Oh, get the hell out of there, mate. It's just changed, man. It's just, so now that we're at this point, losing at home to Wolves for the first time in 40 years at Old Trafford. The last time they beat us at Old Trafford in the Premier League game was 1982. That was how long ago? That was when Wolves beat us at Old Trafford like that. 1982. So as the game went on, you could see it got worse till the second half, till Bruno came on. It was obvious there was no outlet. There was a video that went around today. I don't know if I posted it in you guys' WhatsApp. Mason was running, had the ball running straight. He passed the so bad that Ronaldo had to run so far to heel it back into play. Like, Mason, what are you doing?
Yeah, and Wan-Bissaka was closer to the ball.
Yeah.
He was just jogging. Ronaldo sprinted, got the ball back in play, and ran into the stands.
And
almost.
You saw the cross after all that. Look at what the guy delivered.
And then Wan-Bissaka just kicked the ball straight out.
And just,
I mean, the quality of some of these players is shocking.
Wonder, like, bro.
Elite football, my word.
Basics.
You can't lift a ball
Basics.
up to, man, come on. And he said he used to be a winger. Where? In the playground when he was 5?
Yeah, must be. Primary school.
Because I don't see no winger qualities from that fullback at all. So now, where are we top 4 now, Vimo? Is top 4, we got 2 games in hand, which there's no guarantee we could even win because it's Brighton and Brentford. Is top 4 going to be a difficult problem there?
It is difficult because there's some serious problems at the squad. We've got a very lazy and bloated squad. Can't get the basics right. There's too many cliques opening up now. They've already been there actually, but we don't see it. We don't know about it. But you're hearing stuff. You're hearing sound bites that there are cliques in that dressing room. There are players who are unmotivated that have been sidelined by Ole that now want to leave. We've heard news stories that 11 players want to go in this transfer window. Pogba's probably unlikely to stay on. Lingard wants to leave. He wants to go to West Ham. So we've got all sorts of problems. Ralf's taken on a really tough job. You know, at one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's, you know, he's inherited a mess, a real mess, and I feel sorry for the guy. And you know, we have losses against Wolves. Wolves are a well-oiled machine. By the way, Jose Sa is Portuguese. Trincao, he was in midfield. He's Portuguese. Daniel Podence, Portuguese. So
Podence is Portuguese as well?
Yeah. He's Portuguese as
He
well.
was running the show.
And you've got a centre back in Roman Saiz who takes free kicks.
That hit the
You know,
post.
they're a well-oiled machine, and they've been like that for a long time. Their squad they play well. They play as a tight unit.
I forgot the manager wasn't fired. He just left to go take a bigger job. Or did he? He resigned, didn't
I
he?
don't know what happened with him, but
I went to Spurs, and now he got fired at Spurs.
And now they got Bruno Lage, who's also Portuguese. So this is a team that operates well. I mean, a very experienced squad,
Really
much more experienced than
mate.
ours. You know, we've only got Bruno and Ronaldo and Cavani, who are the really experienced players, and Matic. But you know, Wolves are a very tough proposition, and we've always found it difficult against them.
Yeah,
you know, even under the previous ownership.
Joe, when you saw De Gea in the early first half making those two saves, two beautiful saves, there was one volley from outside the box whereby the guy was on his own, no one marking him. He had time to adjust, watch the ball. What was going through your mind when you saw how much pressure we're under from Wolves in the first half, especially?
It's like it's just like how some of the people are saying in the WhatsApp group. Man, we're right back to Ole ball. Right back, man. It's like these guys, they just do whatever the hell they want. It doesn't matter who's the manager. It doesn't matter what the tactics. These guys, they do whatever they want. I don't know if it's because they're not bought into it. I don't know if it's because it's with the clique, but you just see the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over. And there's no way a manager, a professional manager at this level is not looking at these glaring mistakes and not being like, hey, somebody needs to be there. You need to be more aggressive here. You know, so I'm just so glad that De Gea, you know, caught up again. You know, he woke up again and he's back to his old world-class ways, and he's definitely keeping us like top 4 relevant for us this season. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be another one of those seasons.
So top 4 still possible?
I still say top 4 still.
Mathematically.
Mathematically still there. Whether the team is going to click, oh man, because it just doesn't. Before we thought with Ole, it was a strategic thing. You needed a more strategic mind there. But now it's looking like it's a personnel thing. It's a attitude thing. And that's so much harder to fix than just telling people how to play, you know, like just physically telling them where to be and how to play. Now it's like they're mentally not even ready to play, you know? They're mentally not ready to.
I'm laughing because I'm so upset. That's why I'm just laughing. It's a defense mechanism. Like, this is so bad. It's not even funny, mate. It's not even funny, mate. It's embarrassing.
And I'm seeing low confidence throughout the entire team, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that's because that's the only way I can explain some of these passes.
Yeah.
Very low confidence, you know. But we'll see.
And Ralph's trying to get them to do extra training sessions to build up that confidence, and they don't want to do it. They're complaining about it.
Maguire said he has to start adjusting to training in the evening. Who says that? So what?
Even if he does, right? Why the fuck would you say that? Why would you put that? Why would you put that out there? You know people are going to run with it. You're the
lazy.
Captain.
It's just, you know what? Like I said, they've had it so cushy under Ole. It's like you've been so used to coming in, doing 2 hours. I'll see you guys next week and getting a full pay. Now someone said, no, you're going to do a full 8-hour shift. Now it's like there's a problem. Like, I'm not used to this. I'm not working evening. No, that's not what I'm used to. I normally come in 2, I work my 2 hours and I'm out of there. That's what they can't adjust to. And they kept being pampered, and it's like they all were in the little bubbles. Like, you know, you did a good job. Don't worry. We go again. Fine margins. We go again. You know, so they were never held accountable for poor performances. They were never held like, you know, you guys were shit. You know, it's just like, you know, we'll go again. You know, it was just a bad day at the office. You know, whatever. I hope that psychologist, he needs to get into the head. The psychologist we've run, it needs to get into their heads. Like, listen, mate, you should be happy playing for the biggest club in the world, but you are shit. Get it together. Okay. Top 4 still mathematically possible, or is it done now? Okay.
Muted.
The problem we've got with
It's
the top four this season is in previous years we've had clubs that are in and around that you weren't really fearful of. But for me, Arsenal, I'm not really scared of it. It's Tottenham and West Ham. They look like they dominate a lot of games. They'll
Actually,
drop points.
Conte is doing a good job, I suppose, already.
Yeah. But the thing is, I said it as well with Tottenham's team. People always say Tottenham were bad, but since Poch has left there, what Poch created in that team was a very good team. They've got a very good spine. Lloris is still there. Sanchez has obviously come back in after being.
Mourinho did a very bad job, I suppose, I must say.
The thing with Mourinho is he just took the job because it was money. He didn't. I never really thought he was going to be there a long time. He lives in London, wanted to get back in London after United.
Yeah.
He should never have gone to Tottenham, but you can get the money, you can get the money, and he got paid out. So, but the squad he had at Tottenham, you got players like Kane and Son. They get in any team in the Premier League, them two, on their day. You got Lloris, very good keeper. You got Reguilon. You got Moura. They're not as bad as people think they are. Tottenham. They just need some additions. For me, their 11 is better than ours in terms of functioning. Like maybe not on paper, but as a team, the way they play for each other, the commitment you see them playing with, and they're going in the right direction in terms of personality and confidence.
Do you think
those
the
are your
Wolves
biggest
11?
fears?
Do you think the Wolves 11 is better than our 11?
I
said it in the group. I think not on paper, but as a team, it's a better team than ours.
That's a team, yeah.
But well balanced. The way they move the ball and they play to their strengths. United, we don't play to our strengths. It's almost like we only know one way to play, and it's schoolyard football for me. What I'm seeing, like players are passing the buck. They don't want to take responsibility, and people think, oh, you got good players. It should just work like that. It doesn't work like that. When you got players that are low on confidence, there's only certain players that will take risks because they don't want to be like, oh, it's my fault. That's why, as much as people like Pogba get slated, no matter how the game's going, he'll always show for the ball. Whereas in that United team, you got players like
the back four don't even want the ball.
No, they're scared.
They all turn their back on De Gea, so he has to go long.
Vimo, what would you rate on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you rate Phil Jones' performance on that day?
Phil Jones was brilliant. To see him come back after a year, 18 months, I'll give him an 8.
8. Joe.
Yeah.
Phil Jones. What would you rate him?
He did well. I give him a 7.5.
Okay. Phil Jones.
This is the Phil Jones. This is the Phil Jones scale, by the way.
Yeah. But just on a one-off game,
I would have given him an 8. Well, because we lost.
Yeah.
I'd probably give him a 7. But he was amazing.
He put some tackles. He did put some tackles.
He made 3 interceptions in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. He was
winning pretty much every header. He was winning every header.
That shows you as well. The run next to Jones, when you got quality players, they make other players look better. That shows how bad Maguire is.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Slow.
He can't even jump. Maguire can't even jump.
Now,
that's it. You all right there, Joe, mate?
Got a little cold.
As it stands. Go on, Joe.
Now, moving forward, Rangnick definitely has a decision to make because it's clear that Phil Jones looks better than Maguire.
Yeah.
So next week, who does he start alongside Varane?
I'll go with Jones, man.
We have Aston Villa on
Jones
Saturday.
is hungry, man.
Aston Villa
Jones is hungry, yeah. He's been out in the sidelines for 2 years.
What is your prediction? All right. This is a quick question now. Vimo, it's obvious. Rangnick, does he need more time?
Yeah. I mean, he's inherited a squad that has just underperformed for so long. We've gone through so many managers. We've gone through, you're going through lazy players who don't want to train. It takes, according to psychologists, it takes around up to 254 days to break bad habits.
See what I mean?
So these bad habits they've picked up, it's not going to just be fixed in a
5 games
or 6 weeks. Yeah. And there's a mentality adjustment that needs to take place. And Rangnick's probably just realizing now that he's taken on a lot more than he expected. You know, he's
Mhm.
taken on a bad squad, a lazy squad, the wrong mentality. A lot of these players, they don't even know how to win anymore. They've just, you know, Bruno and Ronaldo, they've got that taste for winning, and they want it back. But players like Rashford, Martial, they haven't, you know, they haven't won any trophies for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the little Mickey Mouse trophy is fair enough, but Rashford's confidence is extremely low, and his performance is showing. Martial is, you know,
I think he's
non-existent.
got one leg out of the club already. I think
Yeah.
he's done.
So
He's done.
he needs to be given more time, and he needs
Right.
to be given time to get the players to adjust
Right.
to a new way, to a new regime.
Right.
And they're already resisting that regime.
Right. Joe, Rangnick, how much more time?
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. For sure. Considering where the team used to be, you know, the kind of games we were losing, the kind of games we were tying. I mean, first loss, it was going to happen at some point, you know, and it happened in classic Manchester United fashion, current classic United fashion, you know, capitulation throughout the pitch. It happened with the team that our boogeyman, right? So hopefully they bounce back and they keep pushing. But yeah, definitely, I would say late February. I'll give him the rest of the season, to tell you the truth. This is 3 years of Ole ball that he's trying to work out of him. So, and maybe if the board gives him a little bit of change to make some changes with the roster this mid season window, I want to see him get somebody in there. I want to see him identify the kind of player that he wants and brings that person to the team and see if, you know, he can implement that person into his system. But yeah, he definitely. I don't know if I'll give the 4-2-2-2 the same amount of time I'm giving him, but he definitely deserves more time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Rangnick, does he need more time?
Yeah. When he came in, I think a lot of fans thought, oh, Ragnick comes in, everything changes. Like that United squad, like Bimal and others have said, there's a lot of bad habits. There's too many players that have had it cushy. They need to almost be. It's almost they need to go in and blast like almost, you know, like when you got a house or a big apartment and people say, oh, do it up. No, you need to blow it up, start again.
Start.
Build it up. Get the players that want to be there. The ones that don't want to be there. I think Ragnick knows who he wants in there. He's weeding out players, I think. And until summer, I think that's when you're going to see the real change in terms of players. In January, you might get one if we're lucky, but we've got players that are out of contract that they're almost trying to hold the club to ransom. And it's a club like Man United, that doesn't happen at big clubs.
Right.
City, it doesn't happen that. Chelsea, it
Exactly.
happens that now and again because they get sacked managers, but they're successful. So it happens because players fall out of favour. But our club, it's players get rewarded for failure in our club.
That's true.
And that's why you're going to keep seeing this. Until people start getting shipped out and blasted for it, you're not going to really see a change.
Wow.
So for me, I'd give Ragnick time, and I think we've got to trust the process. I know everyone's been upset with Ole, with Jose, with Van Gaal. The board have made so many mistakes. I think they're realizing what they should have done with Jose and Van Gaal. If they backed them the way they should have backed them, we wouldn't be where we are today. But they've tried to take shortcuts. It's backfired.
Yeah,
Then they went with
yeah.
Ole, which that set us back. God knows how many years that set us back now, to the point where the players were so comfortable they could put in any performance and still play next week. So that's going to create a divide. I played in teams where you're on the sidelines and you're like, no matter what I do, I'm not going to get in this team, and it's destructive. It's destructive because what the only time you know you're going to get a game or play is when someone's injured, and no one wants to play when you're not going to see a change from a player if they know they're only getting in because someone's injured. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to fight for the shirt and keep it because you're not going to keep the
And
shirt.
when
So
the
it's just,
person, remember, it's just like the Bailly thing. When Lindelof got injured, Bailly steps in, Lindelof comes back, thank you very much, back on the bench. Even though his form was solid up to that point, like,
better.
work your way back in. That whole Ole thing is changed, and it has to change. And Rangnick has to make differences into that team. You can't just follow on because if he wants success in this team for the next till the end of the season, he's got to get out some bad cultures and bad habits. That's why I've got a psychologist with him. Get this shit sorted, and quicker the better. Yes, we got 2 games in hand, but there's no guarantee we can even beat those 2 teams. Brentford and Brighton look bad on paper, but we struggle. We always struggle.
Yeah. I'm willing to even go as far as to say, if there's any player currently on that squad that has a problem with Ragnick, they can go.
Yeah, I will
They
go
can
that
just
far
go.
too.
I don't, even if it's Ronaldo, I don't care, because
Yeah, if you
obviously
can adapt, then go.
he's trying to implement a certain mentality, and a certain level of excellence at this team, and if you have a problem with that, you need to go. I'd rather we hang around mid-table for the next few years, as long as we change the mentality. I get it, man. As long as because at this rate, we will never see glory ever again. If this level is, we keep tolerating this level of effort from our squad.
Right. So Aston Villa next week. Steve Gerrard is coming to town. He never liked United as a player when he played for Liverpool. What do you expect against Aston Villa, Vimo?
Well, he's going to be up for it, isn't he? He's coming to face his old rival, so he's going to be looking to win, and he's going to get that team very, very riled up. And as every team in the league, we are there for the taking. Even the guys in the relegation zones, they know that they can give us a good challenge. So I know there's a lot of sort of anxiety and debate around the 4-2-2 system. The way the 4-2-2 system works is that you will have your back 4, and you obviously have your left back and the right back who are going to be progressing up and down that pitch, filling in the spaces, and attacking, defending together. So they're the hardest working players on the pitch. You've got 2 CDMs, which we do anyway. Now the key positions are the 2 in front of them, and they're both players, central attacking midfielders. So in that case, it was Sancho
Mason
and
Sancho.
Greenwood. They have to fill in and help out the CDMs, and they also need to fill in and help out the strikers. They are the 2 pivotal roles, and it's falling on very, very young shoulders. So maybe they just can't really cope with this 4-2-2 system.
I don't think they can, mate.
We don't have the right personnel.
I don't think you're very right. The right personnel. There were 2 pivotal chances United had. Sancho, all he could have passed to Ronaldo, who was open, and Cavani could have passed to Mason, who was open. Both times over the post and blocked.
Yeah. So in terms of CAMs, you need to have very good players. You're going to have to people like Verratti, and who else out there, performs a CAM role very well. I guess Bruno could do it.
Yeah.
But he needs to have a partner that he can really, really rely on.
Right.
And I don't think we have anyone else. Maybe VDB can grow into that role at some point. So he might need to drop this 4-3-3. Pogba, yeah. When Pogba's back.
Yeah, when he gets back, definitely.
Yeah.
Pogba and Bruno in that second set of midfielders, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and they support Ronaldo and Cavani. So that front 4 would be fantastic. And the CDMs also are supposed to be joining into that attack. And I just hope it's not going to be Fred McTominay for the rest of the season. I hope we find someone this month.
We need somebody much more solid. Yeah.
Right, Joe.
Yeah.
Aston Villa FA Cup. It's 1 game, no replays. Winner has to be found on that day. Old Trafford. What do you expect against Aston Villa?
I just know Stevie G is going to bring these. He's going to turn them up. They're going to be ready. I mean,
and that's United's literally only chance for a trophy, give or take,
And Stevie G, being his first season, he's going to want to take Aston Villa as far as possible in this tournament. So they're definitely going to be up for it. Coming to Old Trafford, stick his finger in our eye, just one, just another time. So yeah, he's gonna be up for it, but we got to be up for it too, man. So I'm sure the passion merchants are gonna be playing that game. So
Okay,
we need to
Aston
bring
Villa,
Tom.
FA Cup. United literally only trophy chance this season. What do you
For me,
expect?
it'd be interesting. For me, I don't know what Ralph's going to do because obviously it's when he plays the Champions League game, we needed to win it or not lose it just to secure the top spot. But this is a game where it's almost like, is it a chance to rotate and give players a game that haven't really played, which is what I would expect most managers to do, or is he going to try? Because how many do we get? We get a week off, don't we? Before
The game is on Monday.
Yeah.
we get minutes on the pitch, so I expect him to make some changes just to change it up. But is it at home? Again?
Yeah, it's Old
It's
Trafford.
at
These
home.
days, we don't even do well at Old Trafford, so don't forget all that. We do better even away these days.
I expect us to win. I don't know. I don't think it'll be a well-oiled. It'll be better than the last performance, but like we said before, this team's never been really consistent. So for us to expect consistency now, it'd be silly. So we're gonna have games where we do all right, win games where we struggle, games where we ride our luck. But it'll be good to see if we go back to the basics of if you lose a game, make sure you don't lose your second game, and that'll tell me a lot whether things are going in the right direction or not. Because if you lose 2 games in a row, and the manner of how we play is going to be a massive thing for me, but I expect him to change it up. Players, I think, depending on who he plays, will show what players are out of the door and which players have still got a chance of doing something at United. So if you see people like Lingard, Van der Beek, Marshall, I don't think we'll see him again because he won't say so. Henderson's. Well, will he bring in Tellers and Thingy again? It'll be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's competitions for places now, and I think some players are realizing that, like, if I don't perform, I'll make the team. So it'll be interesting. I just want to see a reaction personally. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to now ask your predicted score. Vimo, Man United, Aston Villa.
I go for a win, 2-1 for us.
2-1. Joe.
Same. Until I see a consistent style of play, it's going to be 2-1 for me.
Okay.
Consistently.
2-1. We don't look sturdy at the back. Although we don't look vulnerable all the time, like we did under Ollie a lot of times, but we still don't look like we're solid. But I think 2-1.
2-1. Well, you've heard it from United fans. Still disillusioned from the Man United defeat at home to Wolves after 42 years. But we did play a very good Wolves team. Let's not kid ourselves. We were the worst out of the lot. Wolves were so much better. It was like a gulf between the two teams. Like, is this Wolves? United looks so inferior to Wolves. You thought United were playing Bayern Munich or someone, but it's just Wolves. United just were poor. And I hope Rangnick will study the game, figure out who's going to fit into 4-2-2-2-2, whatever it does. He's got to do it quick and fast because the rate these games are coming, he won't have time to even blink an eye. We are still 2 games behind most teams. Spurs have 3 games in hand. You know that? 3 games in hand. And the way they're playing, they could snatch 7 out of 9 points easily. Yeah. I'm not even sure we could get even 4 out of 6 the way we play. But I'm trying to be positive. I can only do so much, mate. But from all of us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Vimo, thank you for representing the UK. Thank you very much.
Really always a pleasure.
Your time and say hello to Sienna. And tell your in-law, your nephew. We'll see him on Saturday.
My nephew. He'll join us.
About watching Man United defeat. Oh, cheeky bugger. You know what I mean? How dare you, mate?
What time's it going to be on Saturday?
I'll check the time. It will be your evening. Let me know. Yeah, would be your evening.
Early evening.
UK's midday-ish. I mean, America's midday-ish. So like 12, 6 is your time. Not too late in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kay, thank you for joining us. Thank you for cooking and giving us some cooking lessons 101 and 102 for us. Thank you very much. Even though you never showed us what you were cooking, but we get it.
Yeah, can we see the end product? Let's see the end product.
What's up.
Where is
Let's
it?
see what's
I'll take
up.
pictures and put it in the group. I'll put it in the group.
Okay.
I bet it looks like it's a plate, big plate of mush.
Joe, thank you for joining, representing America and Houston Red Army. Thank you very much. From us, it's goodbye and good night. Glory, glory.
Hey, let's go.
See you guys.
Sweet.
Take care. Yep, we need that. We need that against Aston Villa. Believe me.
No one else joined in. I didn't hear
Could
any.
you imagine losing to Aston Villa and Stevie G? That would be dreadful.
At Old Trafford?
At Old
I mean, we
Trafford.
played them twice.
Don't forget, Villa have already beaten us this
Saturday
season.
too.
Aston Villa already beaten us this season. Already 1-0 at Old Trafford under Ole. So I won't be able to handle that one again, especially under Stevie G. That would be too much, mate. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Take care. God bless.
Take care.
Bye.